Hey, it's Robert Davis back with you here. I decided to take a little tangent and do a quick and dirty uh, journal for you, daily journal, or however entries a day you want to make. Um, but I'm going to show you what we did real quick, and you can write your own. This doesn't take much at all. Let me show you the database that I developed for it. It's real simple. It's called My Journal MDB. And this is what the table looks like in design view. It's just real simple. The auto number is taken care of for the ID field, which we don't really need to use. Access does all that. Then we have JDate. Don't use date. You can, but don't use just the word date because it's also a keyword, and that could cause some havoc. And then J entry, which is a long text. There's I don't know how many characters you can fit in, but it's a lot. It's really a lot. And so we saved that database as a 2003 MDB. That's the most common in use today. And you can install this in virtually any machine with Windows and it will run. I'm going to close this because we don't need it anymore. And we'll go back to here. Now, this is the main and only form for my journal. And you see we've captioned it My Journal-MS Access so you know what database it's using. Then we put these three data access components on here to access the database and also create the data source for the controls that use it. For instance, well, let me show you what we got here. If you, what you want to do is put your database into the directory that you're building the executable from. And I have mine in debug, so both the application is there and the database is there. So you don't have to put in some lengthy path. You can use it that way. And it's easy to install. It's really just to copy in the folder or the two files into a folder, like say maybe for instance on your desktop. But you see here's the data source, myjournal.mdb. And so when there's no path, it looks for it in the same directory as the executable. So that meets our needs just fine. Then here's we're using a table this time, an ADO table. And it connects to the ADO connection. And the table name is entries. And as you can see, there's no other tables in there, but you need to select the table name. And notice everything is disconnected. Whoops. Everything's disconnected. And then here's the data source, whereby, for instance, the database navigator consumes database information. And the date field, which you can see is which you can see is called JDate. Again, don't use just straight the word date. It's a keyword for the database server. And then the memo field is gets it from JEntry. And then the quit field does just that. It closes the connection, which closes all the data related information, database and everything, and then application terminate, it quits it. So, and this here is just a simple way to, if you have an entry that you tab into from, say, the date field, and it's got information there already, it puts your cursor at the end of the last character in the field, and that's likely to be a period. It doesn't matter. It just goes to the last character in the field so you can pick up from where you left off. And then this is the form create code. Just to make sure, I use the ADO con close, just to make sure it's closed. Then open it so the data is refreshed, and then table entries open. And that's all we need. We just have those three procedures. And they're all events. As you can see, we'll go here and look at the form, events, and the form create. That's where you get all those things. So, and here's what we come up with. So here you have it, the journal. And once when I tab out of the date field, see it comes down here to the very last character. And I can pick up from there. Say I want to add this, doing tutorial for Delphi program tutorials on YouTube. And all you have to do is click this check button here, and it'll save the changes. And you see that's the only record we have in there. I'll add another one, 4/8/2021, tab, and then if you scroll off of that, it automatically saves that you don't always have to use the checkbox or the check symbol. But that's what it does. It's just a convenient way. And one of the other things that I found this can be useful for is code snippets. You know, if you want to save a piece of code, put it in a journal entry for that day, and you can always go back to it. What we'll do is we'll develop this a little bit more in later tutorials to add maybe a main menu and a report or two with Fast Report 6 for Rad Studio. I'm using 10.4.2 Sydney, the latest Rad Studio. And again, this uses the Access database, as you can see, and it's an MDB, which is the 2003 to 2000 something style of database. And again, that's because it's so deployable, so easily deployable. Um, you can deploy this on virtually any Windows machine. So there you have it. A simple, down and dirty, quick and dirty journal application for any and all of your journal entries, code snippets, reminders. We might even include that, reminders, in a later tutorial. So I hope you like this. It's very simple, but the functionality is really good. Um, if you like it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments on YouTube where this tutorial will be placed. And thanks for being with me and watching through this. And I'll see you next time on another tutorial. Thanks and bye.